today, getting ready to take an early flight home, and so welcome to Move On Mondays. So do not shrug off the discipline of the Lord. Do not shrug it off, and don't be crushed under the weight of it either. So welcome to Move On Mondays. I'm Nancy McCready. If this is your first time live with me or on the repost, welcome to Nancy McCready Ministries, nancymccready.com, theproducersway.com. So we want you to check all these things out. Do not shrug off the discipline of the Lord, and do not be crushed underneath it either. This is what Hebrews 12 tells us. I've just spent a few days here working under the radar here in Council Bluffs, Iowa, and it has been really good. I'm very encouraged by, so I'm in the airport, so just, here we are. All right, so I'm very encouraged by the things that I see happening, the way that people are taking hold of what God is doing, the way that God is moving. So I just want, because I'm about to have to board my plane, I just want to say, do not shrug off the discipline, the nurture, the training, the exhortation, the encouragement of the Lord. None of us have arrived. None of us are fully prepared for the days that are to come. Whatever has happened in the past has been getting you ready for what you're living in right now, I pray. But right now, we are being made ready for the things that are about to come. And it's going to be intense. There is going to be much exposure. If you or I are hiding anything, if there is anything that is hindering your oneness with God, because He loves you, He's coming for it. But the discipline of God is the nurture of God. So next week, next Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'll be doing my free 3-day From Trauma to Trust challenge. I want to encourage you to get over to theproducersway.com, click on the free Facebook group, get over there, join, get ready, so that you'll get registered as soon as we have everything up and ready, and that you'll receive everything that you need to be a part of that. Because this is the time for us to come out from underneath our own independent care, where we're trying to nurture ourselves, raise ourselves, fix ourselves, improve ourselves, self. Now we need to come under the full discipline, the full nurture and care of the Father. It's very specific. He's raising you according to your assignment with Him. How He raised Jesus was specifically for the assignment that Jesus came for, which was to save the entire world. Now make note, that's not your assignment. You're not here to save the whole world. But you're here to walk with the Father for the mighty exploits, for the assignment, whatever it is that He has for you. So hey everybody, great to see you. So anything you're hiding, wherever you're in sin, meaning living independent from Him, okay, you are, because He loves you, He's going to deal with all of that. But the majority of it is that He wants to develop. It's not just what He's bringing you out of, it's what He's taking you into. This is very, very important. You would never call FedEx or Amazon or UPS to come to your house and pick up a package and not tell them where you want it sent. As a matter of fact, they're not going to take it. If you don't have an address of where you want to take it, of where you want to go, it's going to remain with you. So for far too long, we've tried to get free from things, but we never understood that we were being delivered to Him. So we walked in a vacuum, we wander in the wilderness, because we're just glad to be free from depression. We're just glad to be free from these haters. We're just glad to be, whatever. Okay, and then we go on about our independent way. Well, no more. Because the lines are getting ready to be clear. God is coming for those who call upon His name and are called by His name. And so He's going to do it His way, but He's asking for your full cooperation. So there are specific ways to be able to do that. So the challenge next week, From Trauma to Trust, which is the name of my book that's coming out in May, is about coming out of the trauma of our own care, and is coming into the deep, abiding trust that sons live in with their Father. So good morning, everybody. Great to see you. So as I'm here getting ready to fly home from Iowa, I'm in Omaha, but I'm coming from Iowa, and looking forward to all the things that lie ahead. I just want to encourage you this morning to be very, very clear. All the specifics may be unique to your life, but listen to me carefully. Those who name his name, he is coming for you. Now, that's not an adversarial or frightening thing. That is a redemptive, familial thing, a family thing. You're his, you belong to him, you're his son, and he's coming for you to deliver his way for his purposes. So Hebrews 12, it'd be awesome to read it in the Message Bible, because it says, do not shrug off the discipline of God. Don't be crushed under the weight of it either, but allow him to do it his way, because he's educating you, he's instructing you, he's nurturing you. I was just finishing up, while I was here in Iowa, filming some of my modules for the development course over at the Producer's Way online school, and talking about the difference between chastening, rebuke, and scourging. And so this isn't a deep Greek study here, but basically chastening is a part of the full realms and aspects of the discipline of child rearing, all the things that it takes. But one of the main things is that the words, the talking, the conversations, come let us reason together, where God wants to speak to you and you respond, where you talk about things. But if need be, then it has to go into rebuke. And rebuke is where things have to be brought out into the light. It's another depth of the exposure that's necessary to get our attention. Hopefully we respond at one of those two levels, but if we don't, the scourging of the Lord isn't where God takes out his cat of nine tails and tears you up. It's going to feel like that. Let me tell you some serious love. Take it from somebody that knows, that bears the marks of his love. And I'm glad for those marks, and I don't want them to be healed. I don't want to be healed from the wounds of God. They've saved my life. But scourging is what I have required, okay, because I refused to bend and incline my ear to the chastening and rebuke of the Lord, and therefore the scourging was 100% necessary. And I'm glad for it. And there's going to be a lot of sons that are going to come under the scourging of God, but because we barrel ahead, we think we know best, we are full of narcissism, we're full of pride, we're full of arrogance, cluelessness, ignorance, delusion, and we honestly think it's everybody else, it's not us, or we are in sin and we are not giving it up. We are now rationalizing that God wants me happy, so I'm sure God's fine with me getting rid of my first wife or my second wife or my second husband or whatever, and we're going to get rid of these people and get us a new one. Whatever fits, whatever shoe fits, whatever we're doing, whatever we're saying to ourselves, we have not let the full brokenness of God, the full cutting power of the cross come to deliver us. So what happens is things just morph and they go back under and they hide until another season. But in this season and in this time, in this era that God is coming, he's giving us plenty of time. And the scourging is going to be, God's going to allow you to go full bore into your sin. And you're going to think it's all good. It's all good. It's not. And God is going to allow you getting exactly what you want. If you're anything like me, you basically ate so much of sin, you threw it up through your nose. Isn't that gross for a Monday morning? But guess what? It's gross all day long. What we do in our goodness, I'm not just talking about things you might consider filthy. God considers our self-righteousness filthy. It's the filthiest of all. So the good, the things that we think are so good, that our morality trumps somebody else's morality. You see, we're not after morality, we're after life, God's kind of life with him. And so he's coming. So the scourging is where we get to go full in and then bear the consequences of it. And some of us, that's the only thing that will ultimately teach us. Now, if you've already lived through the consequences of it, and it still didn't get your attention, okay, it just intensifies. So I am encouraging you this morning, do not shrug off the discipline of God, and don't be crushed under the weight of it. Yield to it. Embrace the discipline, the training, the child rearing, the education of sons, the unbelievable way that God comes and loves and embraces and educates. It tells us to look unto Jesus in Hebrews 12. It says, study how he did it. Study how he lived. Why? Well, because that's your life. You see, you have the same exact life as Jesus. And you need to study how he did it, because that's how you're going to come through. Because it says if we're exempt from correction and discipline, then we're like bastards that run the streets and nobody can tell us what to do, because we know best. So I want to encourage you very, very strongly today. Read Hebrews 12. Do not shrug off the discipline of God. Yield to the chastening and the rebuke of God. But if scourging is necessary, then it will come. And it will be so redemptive. It will deliver you so deeply. I mean, it doesn't have to be that way. But for many, we require it. And so I pray that you will, whatever place you're at in your walk with God, do not fall prey to the delusional power of sin. And to do that, you must abide and lean into him and remain. One of the things it says in Hebrews 12 in the message is that you're in the school with God. Do not drop out. Do not run off. Stay. Stay with him. Whatever it requires, whatever it takes. He is getting you ready. He's getting you ready for the days ahead. If you think what we've just come through is anything, it's nothing compared to where we're going. It is nothing compared to where we're going. We are in days of great glory and great trouble. We got to get ready for both. So I got to go catch my plane. All right? They're getting ready to start boarding. So I hope this encourages you strongly encourages you. And I appreciate that you've been on here with me this morning. I know it's a little bit earlier than usual, but I didn't want to miss, because being consistent and staying with what God is doing is very important in all realms. Okay? So he loves you so much. I love you. But his love is the transforming love of God. And oh, how we need it. We need it so much. We need him. Lean into him today. Drink deep. Drink very, very deep of his love. Let him love you. Let him discipline you. Let him embrace you. Let him correct you. Let him rebuke you. And if scourging must come, don't turn and blame anybody else. The scourging, you required it because you did not heed. Okay? And make plans to be with me next Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday for the From Trauma to Trust 3-day challenge. You can go to theproducersway.com, and when that website comes up, there are 2 options there. One of them is the free Facebook group. You can join it. If you haven't joined it, click that, go over, join, and then here in just the next couple of days, the links will come out, all of that stuff will be present. And then you click on and you get registered so that you receive all of the emails that tell you what you need to do and, all that. Okay? So my team and I look forward to doing that challenge with you. I hope you'll encourage others to do it. It's going to be very, very key, from trauma to trust. Next week, 3-day free challenge. Okay? It'll be at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time each day. And it'll be a little north of an hour each time, but it's an investment in what God is doing in you. Okay? This is no time to play. This is time to get serious with God and who he is and what he's doing in you. Okay? All right. I love you all. Great to see those of you that are on here. Big thanks to my dear friend here in Iowa, Sharon Nixon, who's watching, for all of the great love, hospitality, friendship. Absolutely fantastic. Great to see you, Sandra and Linda and Jesus. And Zeta and Carla, great to see you, Carla. Love that. That is so great. And Nikki, good to see you. Oh, great to see our friends in Poland. I'm flying out April 2nd, headed into Rybnik and Legnica. So I can't wait to get there. All right. Good to see you all. Hope I didn't miss anybody. And I'll talk to you soon. All right. Love you.